Hi team, my name is Daniela Rose. I've been a signed model for almost 8 years now, wowee. And I've been to my fair share of castings in this time, and I've just returned from one this morning, and I felt really inspired to create this video. I just want to provide kind of a couple of tips of things you can consider prior to a casting, things to expect at a casting, and things to really consider why you're at a casting, which I think is really important, apart from being your wonderful, bubbly self, of course. So anyone that is new to the industry will certainly benefit from this video, and I think it's a really great kind of reminder for those that have been in the industry for a while, a really good refresher. So I'll start off with what to consider prior to the casting. So you've received the call from your agent and you've landed a casting, woohoo, you should be celebrating that, because at the end of the day, the client does actually go through the books on the website and you have been selected. So first of all, celebrate, well done. Second of all is to consider your grooming. So obviously a lot of the modeling aspect is based on appearance, so making sure that your hair is looking nice and healthy, your split ends are chopped, your makeup is nice, light and fresh, your skin is looking nice, healthy and supple. So keeping your fluids up, making sure that you are nicely moisturized as well, particularly if you do have a lingerie casting, making sure that those arms, legs and torso are looking nice and supple as well. Making sure that your fingers are looking nice, no chipped nail polish or terrible looking nails. That is something that the client will pay attention to. When it comes to the actual casting outfit, I have the same casting outfit that I wear to every single one of my castings. The reason being, and I will show you in a second, is that it suits my body. I know that it shows off every asset that I do have and it hugs me in the right places, and it's really easy beforehand. I don't have to actually go mulling over, oh, what should I wear? I always wear a cream colored G-string and a cream colored strapless under my casting outfit, unless I know it's a lingerie casting. However, I will always pack a matching set of lingerie into my bag, because the client might spring it on you, and it has happened to me on several occasions. So always make sure even whatever you're wearing underneath is matching, or you have something in your bag that you can quickly pop on if requested to. When heading to the casting, make sure that you bring your book, which is on an iPad for me, but some might have the flip through book, and your comp card as well. If you do have several agencies, making sure that you have the right comp card for the agency that you're heading to that casting for. If your measurements have changed, don't be afraid to let the client know. They're better off knowing beforehand or at the casting, rather than when they actually hire you for the job, you get there and then your measurements are totally off, because sometimes they don't actually measure you at the casting itself. They rely on these. So just make sure you have a good sense of what size you're at and what measurements you're at as well. As promised, this is my casting outfit. I've just got a bodysuit on from Sonsi, a nice pair of black jeans and a belt, which helps cinch in my waist. As you can see, this outfit does show off my curves and my overall figure. And I know you can't see my feet right now, so I am wearing a black pump as well. Modeling is a job, so like any other interview, you prep for it. You find out who your client is, you go and have a look at their website to figure out what kind of posing do they like. Are they more editorial? Do they like more smiley stuff? So when you actually go into the casting, you're well prepped and have an idea of what they're after. Casting day has arrived, and I know this seems like a no-brainer, but allow enough time to get there on time, because the moment you set foot in that premises, you are giving off a first impression. So the way that you show up, the way you interact with the receptionist, they're all ears. And if you're showing up late, the client's gonna think, hey, am I gonna have to be chasing around this model on the actual shoot day when I have 20 to 30 other people also on my schedule, and this is throwing us out? So just keep that in mind. If you do find yourself in a position where you are running late, let your agent know so they can let the client know. That is the best way to proceed. Another thing to note is your behavior in the actual waiting area. Are you complaining that things are taking too long? Because they are all ears. They do speak to each other within the company. Secondly, are you sitting there Instagramming constantly? This all puts off an impression. I'm a strong believer that you should be yourself, but body language at the end of the day speaks more loudly than anything else does. So, you know, there's a difference of the client walking into the room and seeing you slouched over on your Instagram like this, or you have the ability to put your phone down and sit, take in the atmosphere, get a sense of what it's like to be working there, etc. And I feel this is a much nicer thing to walk into the room to than a gremlin on their phone. Just worth noting. What you can expect when you come into the casting does vary greatly, but this is generally what you can expect. One, the client might just simply ask to see your book and have a comp card. Make sure that your iPad is charged as well, folks. As I mentioned earlier, making sure that your measurements are up to date. In some cases, the client may actually take measurements at the casting. They may also ask you to try on their product so they can get a sense of what the product looks like on your shape and body. They will generally ask to take photos of you as well. And this is where the homework comes into play. Walking into a casting with an understanding of what the client website looks like, what their brand is all about, will give you a better sense of what kind of poses you should be doing in front of the camera when the camera is pulled out on you. You've done your homework and you don't look like a deer in headlights once the client has pulled out the camera. If it's editorial, it's generally a little bit more serious. It's commercial, it's a bit more fun generally, so don't be afraid to move. You've got it. Come callback time, particularly when it is a commercial callback, I strongly suggest wearing the same outfit that you went into the initial casting with. The reason being is it's a visual trigger for the casting director. So he might have liked the girl in the red dress, and that's you. So that's a really great way of triggering someone's memory to make sure that you have a better chance at actually landing the gig itself. No one can be you, and that is your biggest strength. So make sure you go in and just let your light shine. Number 2, be professional. Number 3, have fun. Don't be afraid to show your personality, because at the end of the day, that's what most people fall in love with. I think I'll leave it at that, folks. I hope that you've enjoyed this short video, just giving you a couple of tips on things I've picked up along the way. If you do have anything else that you consider prior to castings or you would like to share with everyone else, make sure you add them to the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I send you all blessings, and I hope that you land the gig ahead.